Hello everyone. I would like to welcome you all in today's webinar on marketing mix optimization for marketing excellence. As market mix modeling continues to be a cornerstone for businesses looking to perform a deep dive analysis in identifying opportunities in developed as well as emerging markets, today's webinar focuses on current challenges and market mix models to maximize sales and marketing effectiveness, roadmap for advanced data analytics driven market mix modeling, rising prominence of digital channels in market mix optimization, and the way forward for marketing strategy development for future organizations. So before we start, I have a few general set of instructions for all the attendees. All the attendees will be placed on mute. During the presentation, if you have any questions, please type in the box which is highlighted in red color and hit send button. We will collect these questions and address them by mailing out individual answers to you a day after webinar concludes. If you face any connection issue, please close the window, go back to the link which we shared and try connecting again. For further problems, please email to mahesh@quantzig.email. Let me quickly introduce our speaker. Abhiral is the analytics services leader of QuantZig. He has more than 5 years of cumulative experience across multiple analytics engagements, including advanced customer and marketing analytics, pricing optimization, sales analytics, and BI solutions. Abhiral has played an instrumental role in providing actionable analytics-based insights for clients across multiple industries, including healthcare and life sciences, retail, CPG, food and beverages, and telecom. So without delaying it any further, let me pass it on to Abhiral.
Thanks, Ankita. So, hi everyone. I'll be taking you through the rest of the webinar presentation and share with you what we have for you in terms of the current state of the marketing analytics industry, how industry leaders have already started leveraging marketing analytics for their benefits, what are the challenges and opportunities that given the marketing data that is present in the current scenario proposes or creates for organizations, and what it will take to create a successful marketing mix program, and how organizations of the future will actually leverage market mix optimizations in terms of strategies and methods to drive their marketing excellence programs. So to start with, we will look into the current state of the marketing analytics industry. So starting with market insights. Now the global marketing analytics market is estimated to reach US dollars 2.41 billion by 2020. Now we know that marketing analytics has helped managers to measure the performance of marketing initiatives by using predictive analytics and quantify metrics like incremental sales lift from a marketing campaign, attribute online sales across multiple channels, and even create solutions to track industry trends, optimize product launch, and improve sales tactics. In terms of the marketing dynamics for marketing analytics, some of the main drivers that are increasing are social media activity, which has led to the generation of a large volume of data. Now, the increasing need to calculate the marketing return on investment for competitive advantage and rectifying marketing expenses, and the rise of big data systems and cloud-based services enabling companies to handle large volumes of data are also significant drivers of growth, which are driven by the amount of social media activity that is prevalent on the digital landscape these days. In terms of the market or leading markets for marketing analytics as well as marketing mix optimization, North America is the largest marketing analytics software in terms of market size. Early adoption of marketing analytics software is the primary factor behind the strong market growth in the North American region. Now, Europe is also on the early adopters of is one of the early adopters of technology, and therefore accounts for a significant chunk of the market share. And it is one of the leaders in the marketing analytics software market because of the growing implementation across industry sectors. So Asia Pacific is expected to emerge as a high growth market for marketing analytics. This comes under the top 3 regions to hold the major portions of the market share, since 2015, along with North America and Europe. Now, some of the major issues in terms of marketing analytics are in terms of standards on what long-term effects of advertising are based on industry and how they can be modeled. Because previously, the long-term effects of advertising were simply considered to be twice of that of short-term advertising, and given the diversity we have across different industries, these standards no longer hold good. And there is a need for a closed-loop approach for actually developing a media strategy and the tactics that go into developing this strategy, based on the fact that there are multiple agencies involved in marketing the campaigns that are planned by organizations across the globe, and these agencies need to be part of any marketing mix optimization program that is being conducted by an organization to quantify the success from its marketing tactics. Now, analytics plays a major role, be it firms that are adopting marketing mix modeling across the globe, or in terms of a mature market, or the digital data expertise, which has become a top priority recently. The models that are being built have to reflect the complexity of the media interactions. And these models are not just linear regression based models. We need far more complex models in terms of vector autoregression or structural equations or Bayesian networks as statistical techniques being leveraged to develop these models, as well as the involvement of the organization from not just a strategic and a senior management buy-in perspective, but also involving cross-functional teams and ensuring that there is consistent involvement from management, analysts, as well as agencies, so that there is a 360-degree program being run in terms of marketing analytics, and more specifically, marketing mix optimization. So from here, we will move on to understand what are the challenges and opportunities that have been created by the increasing complexity of the marketing environment. Now, one of the major challenges is the data itself. The statisticians have to accept that data will never be perfect or complete. So there is always missing data or imperfect data or holes in the data that marketers and statisticians must pick a point where data is good enough so that it provides the right level of insight, and strive to continuously improve the quality as well as timeliness of the data. Now, scaling it further to evolving markets leading to more competition, more products, as well as more options that have been created due to not just the number of categories and products that are required by evolving customer expectations, but also due to the number of players that are available in the global market and the local players that have come up to challenge the dominance of global players across the globe, which creates a very challenging environment in terms of understanding how to market your products and differentiate yourself better, so that the spending on marketing programs is channelized in a more specific and appropriate manner to see better returns of investments from that spending. And the media mix can be optimized based on consumption patterns. Also, when it comes to creating marketing mix models, selection bias represents the largest hurdle to any marketing mix engagement, because ad targeting, which can have severe selection bias in terms of remarketing ads as well as paid search ads, and seasonality in demand, can be two places where a selection bias can lead to false results or results that are not nearly representative of what the real picture is. So though market mix models do generally try to control for seasonality by including proxies for demand seasonality in the model, there is no guarantee that these proxies are an accurate reflection of the underlying demand for any given product for which you're trying to build a model. Hence, we need to be clear on what parameters to select and how to model those parameters based on constraints or the various complex modeling techniques that can be leveraged to come up with the most precise model possible. Moreover, the emergence of a complex digital landscape has created a class of newly empowered customers with diverse personal interests. This has led to an entirely new opportunity in terms of marketers across organizations trying to develop multi-channel strategies to execute and measure campaigns across these digital channels, not just across these digital channels, but also multi-channel campaigns that are spread across multiple digital as well as offline channels, and how return on investment from these channels can be attributed in an appropriate fashion across both traditional and digital media. So by looking at the challenges and opportunities as well as what has been the marketing landscape historically, leaders have already started leveraging marketing analytics for allocating marketing budgets. And to achieve marketing excellence in a dynamic business environment like this, they need to respond to markets and customers as they evolve. So we understand that marketers across all industries have developed marketing optimization capabilities based on the need to strike a balance between art and science in their marketing budget allocation processes and achieve a competitive advantage from improved returns on analytics. By aligning their models with critical business questions, companies have gained powerful insights at all levels of the business hierarchy. Now, understanding key factors like category and segment and the product itself and various external factors such as the historical performance of these external factors and any changes over time is a key to executing a successful marketing mix program. Now, organizations that leverage these factors that have been discussed earlier can easily identify what data feeds will be required for the analysis. Now, by analyzing data and isolating certain characteristics for a deeper study, such as an exploratory analysis, can help set up a basis before launching the actual modeling process. Other reasons for the importance of this step include identifying missing data, mistakes in data collection, or even data preparation for the initial hypothesis. The key is that by simply observing trends for each variable against the sales, one can identify the anomalies or missing information. For example, a spike in volume without a similar spike in corresponding variables usually indicates some missing data. Now, after preparing uniform data and a baseline for important factors, the marketing mix model can be created. Now, there are many sophisticated approaches that can be applied, but due to data deficient environments, there are two primary approaches. The first one is OLS regression. This relatively simple method is based on time series regression, and the process helps in isolating the impact due to individual causal factors. Another approach we can use is constraint-based regression. Now, this limits the coefficient, a variable that may not align with other data, with defined estimates, and then runs the regression. So after a basic model is developed, the brand and marketing teams provide the inputs for ideal range parameters. Now, these estimates can be determined by looking at other marketing mix models built for a similar product or category within a similar region, or any previous modeling done for the same products. Estimation of ad stocks within the model is also particularly important. Different ad stock values, that is changes in consumer response for advertisements, are tested in the model with the goal of obtaining a true fit with the existing data. And the estimation of ad stocks is done both by statistical validation as well as by hypothesis, based on reviewing advertisement scores, link scores, advertisement awareness, and other methods, and then determining where the ad stock can be high and low. So in cases where there is a high awareness along with a good score, the impact of advertisement would have been a long-term decay. Therefore, even though no gross rating points, the decay of the past period would, even though there might be no gross rating points, the decay from the past period would drive some volume due to decayed JRP in the current month. And with the completion of each step, we know that a meeting with key stakeholders is required. So the goal is not just to review progress, but to educate them on how modeling, the entire modeling process works. And often additional business objectives are also revealed during this meeting. So this is an overview of how industry leaders have already started leveraging advanced analytics and allocating marketing budgets by leveraging not just data about the traditional media types, but also across the purchase funnel. And knowing what these variables are and what should be modeled into the marketing mix model to achieve the highest return on investment and most optimized media mix, we can move on from here and look into how digital attribution can be leveraged for marketing mix optimization, because it is necessary to look at the marketing budget allocation on the digital landscape and understand how digital attribution works. So to understand the concept of attribution, consider a typical part to purchase. Let's imagine a customer who sees a display ad for the product that they are interested in, performs a search for that product, leaves a reminder on a social networking website via display ad, and finally purchases the product after receiving email-based campaign for the same. Now, digital attribution can help provide answers to which marketing efforts had what share of influence on the conversion. Many digital marketers in retail are very familiar with attribution of online clicks to online conversions, and most exclusively use last click attribution, giving full credit to the very last click. Now we know that attribution can be made to multiple conversion points, both online and offline. Retail store counter purchases, hotel check-ins, airport kiosks events, even webinar attendance. Understanding a multi-channel marketing attribution framework which maps the customer's journey and identifies influential factors using statistical techniques to zero in on the channel that generates the maximum ROI is what most of all of the organizations that we work with are interested in. So as a first step, when it comes to building an attribution model for the digital media landscape, data from various channels is gathered to understand how it relates to the business problem statement. The correct model is developed based on the analysis of customer behavior data and the impact of various marketing channels. For more complex data, sophisticated statistical techniques such as nonlinear classification-based methods, Bayesian or Markov-based methods can be applied to assess the performance of various marketing channels. And the output from the statistical analysis can be used to understand which marketing channel has the greatest influence on the customer's purchase decision. Now, this can help identify strategies to continue with existing channels, leverage new ones, or reallocate the budget across channels to further improve the return on investment. Now, having discussed marketing optimization across both traditional and digital media, let's look at what it takes to create a successful marketing optimization program. So, starting with aligning analytics with the latest business questions and business planning processes. While the outcome of the modeling project can be a comprehensive report containing all results, gaining traction across the organization may require providing managers within each company function a report tailored to their specific needs. Now, actionability is a critical factor for achieving success with MMM. So, for example, if all service line managers or digital media managers or managers who have a portfolio across different marketing functions believe that there's a need to model the purchasing function, then the focus will be on that first. Now, next, you have to model at the right level of granularity to provide insights at the right level of actionability, be it at a weekly level or at a monthly level, in terms of geography, be it at a regional level or a market level or even at a national level. Companies that are successful with their marketing mix programs are, or rather build cross-functional teams that include managers from market research, finance, sales operations, marketing, and sometimes other functions as well, to involve them in the process from day one and ensure all relevant stakeholders understand the model and are comfortable with the goals of the analysis and know and are aware of both the strengths and limitations of the analysis. So marketing mix modeling can never be undertaken in a silo. That is, it is integrated with other strategies within the organization to achieve a single point of truth. There is, of course, a significant amount of overlap with many other analytics and research programs. And where organizations have found success, they have established processes for integrating multiple analytics techniques through both mathematical and manual approaches. Now, this allows stakeholders across various business functions to establish strategies and plans based on a single version of the truth and high-level metrics that are applicable across the organization. The development of software platforms to support the use of market mix models will also allow your organization to build forward-looking what-if business scenarios. Now, those who have found success are using such tools to produce business planning and response scenarios that combine the results from MMMs with assumptions from both business stakeholders as well as technical experts and insights from other research programs. So when it comes to market mix modeling, timely delivery of insights is also critical for success, because successful organizations are updating their analytics solutions to near real time and are constantly recalibrating them to changing internal and external conditions. Migrating from once a year study to ongoing data updates and model refreshes that support tracking, diagnosis, and course correction requires the alignment of people, processes, and technology to ensure that insights are delivered in a timely, actionable, and easy to use fashion. Now, assuming that your organization already has a successful marketing mix program, what is it that you should do to be future ready? Is something that most all of the customers that we work with are looking for and are aiming to do whenever they have a marketing mix model developed or have an end-to-end tool to optimize their marketing budget. They want to know what is it that will drive marketing excellence in future and how they can do it or leverage those techniques which can be applicable across their organization. To start with, some offline channels like TV are great for driving new customers to your online shop. When considering the effects of investment in such channels, it makes sense to try to measure the effects of this advertising on website traffic. What we are trying to say here is that the combination of both traditional and digital media options for advertising has led marketers to explore creative ways of attributing sales across channels. And we understand that organizations of the future will drive marketing excellence by connecting the online and offline journey. So how advertisers today are identifying the user offline to attribute the credit to online advertising that led to the purchase. One example that we understand that works well in retail is the loyalty or members card that is scanned at purchase, which gives the retailer the possibility to track sales on a customer level. The same could be said of advertisers who email receipts or who takes customers' phone numbers at the till. When these unique identifiers are tracked offline and attached to a sale, they can be connected to actions online in the case that the user uses the identifier. Now, when an offline sale is tracked and attached to a unique ID, such as a loyalty card number or email address, the advertiser can attribute the sale to the user's online advertising touchpoints that happened immediately prior to the actual sale happening. Now, this method can even lead to completely new possibilities for reactivation campaigns, one-to-one personalized marketing, and more. So when it comes to analytics, the dream is to be able to recognize the user even before a purchase. In coming years, we are sure to see companies introducing further possibilities for recognizing users and creating a more personalized shopping experience for both offline and online customers. Now, we also understand that organizations of the future will require a closed-loop approach by combining customer, sales, and marketing data and coming up or developing an integrated marketing excellence program that will leverage insights based on data-driven analytics across all three functions. Now, to do this, organizations of the future will develop programs to combine analytics-driven insights across functions such as marketing, customer, and sales. And starting with optimizing their marketing expenditure across channels, the outputs from this marketing mix programs will be combined with customer segment information to create customized and targeted marketing campaigns at a segment level. For organizations that maintain field sales force, the inputs from the marketing and customer analysis will be leveraged for sales resource allocation and training decisions, thereby creating a 360-degree approach to integrated marketing by leveraging advanced analytics models. Which brings us to the end of this webinar, and I thank everyone for joining.
Well, thank you, Abhiral. That was an insightful session. We would also like to thank all our attendees for joining this webinar. We hope we could explain the agenda comprehensively. As a next step, we will be sharing the webinar recording in the coming week. Please feel free to write us if you have any questions or any deep dive research requirements. You can drop an email to mahesh@quantzig.email and we will get in touch with you. Thank you again for joining us. Have a great day.